Hey guys, welcome to my channel. So a word of advice for anybody going to see this movie. Do not eat any loud, crunchy food during this movie like I did. I bought a bag of chips and the whole time I was eating, I was like, making sure that nobody was getting annoyed by me because I'm a considerate moviegoer. I don't talk, I don't text on my phone unlike the majority of people these days. Anyway, I won't go off on a rant about that, but so this was the movie that was literally about to come out before COVID happened and the world turned topsy-turvy. So the fact that it's finally out, it sort of is a sign that, brighter days are ahead. Things are starting to get better. So if you like this video and you want to see more from me, please consider subscribing for more videos like this and let me know if you want a spoiler review. And if enough people say that they want it, I'll make a spoiler review. And consider helping me out with the channel by just hitting the like button. That really helps my videos in the algorithm. Anyway, I won't go on too much with the pitch. You guys know it by now, I'm sure. So this movie, look, I will be honest and say I haven't seen the first movie in a long time, but I'm pretty sure from what I remember, I can say confidently that John Krasinski, I hope I'm saying that correctly, also known as Jim from The Office, he has grown a lot as a director. I felt like he was a lot more confident. He made some directing decisions that seemed very bold compared to the first movie, and he's just gotten a lot better. So I felt like the acting was really good from everybody involved. Cillian Murphy, as always, was incredible. Emily Blunt did a good job. The child actors did a good job, especially considering that this movie had very little dialogue, so they really had to step it up with their physical presence and their physical acting, and that wasn't an easy thing for a child actor to do, but they all pulled it off really well. But I have to say, it was weird for me seeing Cillian Murphy in a role where he's like a good guy. Well, he's a little shady, but he's a good guy. Because I know him in my head as like Scarecrow from the Batman movies, or that movie Red Eye, or Peaky Blinders, those sort of shows, because he plays the villain so well. So I sort of went into this waiting for him to turn evil, but he never did, and that was weird. Anyway, so I felt that the tension was really good. That's one thing this movie did amazingly well. It kept building up the tension, and then instead of releasing it, it just kept building up more and more. So you were really on the edge of the seat the whole movie. It never really felt like you could just relax, which is a good thing. So one thing I felt like they did a really good job with was the sound. The score behind this movie was really good, and obviously it had to be. Because in a movie with so little dialogue, so much is left up to the sound to keep the audience engaged and on the edge of their seats. And that's what this movie did. The score was really good. It showed us, well, I guess not showed us, but you could hear from the perspective of the little deaf girl what she hears, how she can't hear the monsters approaching. And it in your head that she's deaf and she can't hear them, but really taking it to that next level and showing us as the audience really added to your anxiety. So they did a good job with that. And this little girl, okay, so there was a moment that really annoyed me about her character. So I don't feel like this is a spoiler because, we've basically seen it in the trailer already. So Cillian Murphy's character is helping the family out. And, he's trying to do the right thing and be a good guy, but at the same time, he's trying to stay alive, which is understandable. And this little girl says to him, "You're not willing to risk your life for us." And my dad would have risked his life. He did risk his life for us. And it's like, really, little girl? I mean, this guy is not your dad. And then she goes on to shame him about not being able to do enough to save a family member who had died recently, and it's like, wow, that was a really low blow. So this movie did something that not a lot of movies can do. It was just as good as the first movie. So one thing that did annoy me is how it left it open for the possibility of a third movie to be made. So I don't know if that is the plan, if they're considering making this a trilogy, but it just feels like Hollywood is squeezing the lemon too hard. You know, they're trying to milk every franchise as much as they can, and not everything needs to be made into a franchise, you know? I really enjoyed this movie, but at the same time, it could have just been a standalone movie. Anyway, so apart from that complaint, I really enjoyed the movie. I would give it a B ranking. So let me know in the comments down below what you thought of it, and if you want me to do a spoiler review, and please consider subscribing. Thanks, guys.